Let's cross live now to Kyiv, where our correspondent Gulliver Cragg is standing by. Gulliver, Ukraine now appears to be on a war footing. Is it?
Well, yeah, just yesterday, President Zelensky was asked in a press conference if he would declare a state of emergency across the whole country. And his response was, we still believe that war can be avoided, but if it can't, if there is going to be an invasion in our assessment, then we will declare a state of emergency. And today, the General Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, Alexei Danilov, has said that they are going to declare a state of emergency across the whole country. So I guess that shows that their attitude has changed. Perhaps the cancellation of that meeting between the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was what the Ukrainians saw as the last straw. That state of emergency does have to be confirmed by the Ukrainian parliament, but I believe that is a formality. So yes, clearly the country now feels it's preparing for the worst. They're calling up military reservists. Also around Kyiv there are reports that shops that are selling ammunition and things like that are running out of stocks. The Ukrainian parliament just voted a law to legalize the possession of weapons by civilians. The president has announced economic measures, stimulus measures to try to boost Ukrainian production and, in his words, let our economy support our army, because clearly there's going to be a need for greater financing of the armed forces.
And just give us a little bit more context, please, Gulliver. Putin speaks a lot about protecting Russian speakers in eastern Ukraine. How is the current situation being viewed by people there who have loyalties to Moscow?
Yeah, well, this is a very thorny topic, the language issue in Ukraine, and it's been used by different political forces here, pushing different agendas in many different ways, and there are a lot of different opinions about it. But for people who haven't been following Ukraine closely for years, there are some important facts that you really need to bear in mind, and about which one might get the wrong idea listening to Vladimir Putin when he talks about protecting Russian-speaking minorities. First of all, the overwhelming majority of Ukrainians speak both Ukrainian and Russian. There are a great many people who speak both languages regularly in their daily lives. Also, it's not only in Donbass, those areas that Russian-backed separatists took over, that there is a clear majority of Russian speakers. In vast swathes of eastern Ukraine, Russian speakers are in the majority. Even in the capital, Kyiv, it's 50-50 or arguably still a majority Russian-speaking city, though that has been changing. More and more people have been speaking Ukrainian in the capital in recent years, partly because of this aggression by Russia and people feeling that they want to sort of speak out against it by speaking the Ukrainian language. But the other key thing to remember is that by no means all Russian speakers in Ukraine are pro-Russian. The number of Ukrainians who express pro-Russian attitudes is very small compared to the number who would say they speak Russian every day. There are people fighting on the front line who have volunteered to fight on the front line who are Russian speakers and who absolutely view with derision this attitude of Vladimir Putin that Russian speakers in Ukraine need protection. The argument from Ukrainian speakers is that it's actually the Ukrainian language that needs boosting because it was suppressed throughout the whole Soviet era, and the only thing that's now happening is that it's benefiting from a bit of positive discrimination in terms of laws that have been made stipulating that Ukrainian must be the language used in official documents, official speeches and things like that.
Our correspondent Gulliver Cragg reporting live there from Kyiv.